Hi, in today's video, I will be teaching you how to use PreMed's Quiz Builder. So first of all, you have to log into your PreMed account and make sure that you have purchased the Quiz Builder. Next, you will click on the drawer over here, go to Questions, and click on Quiz Builder. This will take you to the Quiz Builder page. Now, Quiz Builder helps you make custom quizzes according to which subjects and chapters you want to practice. So you don't have to practice the chapters that you have not studied yet. Over here, you're first going to select your stream. Are you studying for the MDCAT, the NUMS, or the private universities? Because according to the stream, the content will be changed. So, for example, when you select private universities, you will see options to add math reasoning, which is part of the AKU test, and science reasoning as well. Now, let's say we want to create a test for the MDCAT. Now over here, you can go on, once you've selected your stream, you can go on and select the chapters that you want to include. Let's say I want to include nutrition. It's also further going to ask me, do I want to include all the topics of nutrition or just a few? Now, if I haven't studied the entire chapter and I've only studied half of it till plants, so I'm only going to include those parts and add it to my quiz. Next, let's say I also studied chemistry yesterday and I want to revise a few questions from reaction kinetics. I will select the entire chapter because I did complete it and add it to my quiz. Let's say I also want to add in some English chapters that I have practiced and I want to review them again. Now, when you click on this arrow over here, it asks you further, do you want to attempt it in time test mode? And I would always recommend to click yes, unless you're practicing only. But if you want to test yourself properly, then always go for time test mode so that you always recognize the time pressure that is in the actual MDCAT exam and get used to it. So it's also asking you what type of questions you want to include. Do you want to include those questions that you have attempted before in practice mode or in the topical question bank? So you can select both. But if you only want to use those that you've never seen or practiced on PreMed's website, then you're going to select unused. And I would recommend doing this because it's going to generate a deck for you that has questions you have not seen before. Once you click on generate deck, it's going to ask you difficulties. I would, let's say we go for a mix, all difficulties, and click on start test. Now it's telling me that I have 670 questions in total. Now, how many of these do I want to actually include in my test? Keeping in mind that I do not want to solve a very long test. So let's say I just want to do 50 questions today out of all the chapters I selected. Then we click on generate deck, and finally it has made the test for me. I will go to attempt the test, and over here it's just like any other test on PreMed's website. I will select my answers and move on to the next question. If I want to skip some questions and come back to them later, I can use the map. And once I'm done, I'll click on finish, and it's going to show me my results. Now, let's say at some point in the future, I want to attempt this deck again. So I'll navigate again to my dashboard and from there to my quiz builder. And on the top, you'll see the option to click on my decks. This is the decks that you've created in the past using quiz builder. So I can easily identify the one I did today from the date. And if I want to attempt it at any point in the future, again, I'll click on this arrow and it's going to take me to the test to reattempt it. One more interesting way you can use the quiz builder is, for example, with our Make Me an FLP option. Our theta will make the FLP for you according to PMDC's pattern. And you don't have to do anything and just click on generate deck and the test is ready. You can select how many MCQs you want to do. And if you're practicing according to the latest pattern, you might want to select 180 MCQs and click on generate deck. And in the same way as we did before, you can start attempting your test. Thank you for watching.